fan in your life at danielmooreart.com.
In Alabama, community means everything. And at the Patterson Law Firm, we're here.
All right, here we go. We are live on
Injured,
both YouTube
you won't get a
and
call
Facebook.
center. You'll talk
Ready
to
to
real
rock and roll.
attorneys
Sorry, guys,
right here at
for
home.
tech difficulties, but
Accessible,
here we are. Ready to
compassionate,
roll.
committed. That's the Patterson Law Firm promise, and that's the difference. Call us if you have any legal questions at 205-345-1000. Patterson Law Firm, local, trusted, and here for you when you need us.
No representation made that quality of legal services to be performed is greater than quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A mix of sun and clouds this afternoon. A few passing showers and thunderstorms through tonight. The high today 87, the low tonight 71. Tomorrow cloudy at times with scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms. The high at 86. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 80 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
And welcome back into the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Appreciate you guys having some patience, man. Again, obviously we're trying to build things up, add more platforms, and that's what we're doing, right? So, of course, there's always going to be some tech things that try to interrupt you from doing what you're trying to do. But don't worry, we got it figured out, thank God. And I appreciate you guys having some patience. That being said, now we're rocking and rolling. And we're ready to dive into things. We played plenty of ads. I would love to do my good feet read here, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm gonna save it for a little bit later and give you guys a break from some advertising. But again, you got to pay the bills somehow, right? Let's kick things off, Chase, with a little bit of recruiting talk, right? We only got a few minutes right here anyway, so we'll talk with some recruiting before we get into that Ty Simpson video. But big bomb dropped over the weekend with Xavier Griffin committing to Alabama. Now, you guys know me when it comes to recruiting. I'm not going to be doing as much as some of these other folks, but I will say, man, this one was exciting to me because I believe it was Carson that originally had brought Xavier to our attention. He said, "Look, man, there's a linebacker, man. You got to check him out. Obviously, you're a former linebacker. We know you like defense, but this guy, he's special." And so we watched this tape. As a matter of fact, on the stream again, we are live on YouTube, but now also live on Facebook. So either platform, you can check us out if you want to watch the show. But anyway, so we watched this tape, and I'll be honest with you, man. I was really impressed with what I saw. Again, you're talking about a guy that, look, me and my dad have been saying, we feel like we need more quick twitch, especially at that outside linebacker position. Now, if you go back and you watch the tape, Xavier plays a little bit of everything, right? You see him stacked off the ball. You see him lined up in the, outside linebacker edge spot, rushing the passer. Regardless, anywhere he's out on the field, he's making an impact. He flashes. And what really stood out to me was, number one, obviously the versatility that I just mentioned, the explosiveness. He's physical, very rangy, he has great speed, very instinctual. When I watch him, he jumps off the tape clearly, right? He's got the body type 6'3", 205 to where he's going to grow into that frame, probably be about 235, 240. Probably could hold a little bit more if you need him to, but I'll be honest with you, he kind of reminds me of a little bit of me in terms of his frame. Looks, long at 6'3". Like, I have really long arms for somebody 6'3". I think my wingspan's like 6'11". But to me, this kid, man, I mean, he checks all the boxes. And if I had to, and I hate doing these comps, but if I had to pick one, I would say it kind of gives me, like Jahad Campbell vibes just a little bit with the versatility that he has, the explosiveness, the athleticism, being able to be like that Swiss Army knife for a defensive coordinator. And I think that's what excites me the most about him. I think about, Kane Womack's scheme and how it allows guys to just be the natural athletes that they are. It allows them to just go make plays, to move around the football. I mean, you look at Xavier Griffin, and he could probably line up at really every single linebacker spot that you have in that defense, right? I mean, you could see him at Wolf putting on some weight there. He could probably stack back easily and learn how to be that true inside linebacker, that Mike Will, whatever you need him to do. That's what I feel like you're getting out of Xavier Griffin. So a huge pickup for Alabama here. And I'll be honest, I'm really excited about this one. He decommitted from USC. A lot of people had him trending towards Alabama. I watched a little bit of him speaking a little bit on why he chose Alabama. And I'll say this: I liked what I heard from him. right? They asked, hey, so why did you choose Alabama? And one of the main things he said was, the feel that I got from Alabama was unlike any other school. And he said, they have a true, authentic, family-oriented atmosphere there, and it makes you already feel like you're a part of the family. You're already a part of the team. And that stood out because if you think about it, guys, and I just was talking to some folks about this, a lot of people, I'm saying like on the coaching side of things, like in the actual, the college football world, a lot of coaches nowadays, I'm not saying they've taken a step back from recruiting, but sometimes you get so caught up just thinking, all these guys, man, they want the biggest offer, especially a young man like Xavier, who's, a top recruit. Everybody's coming after him. He's going to get a lot of big offers, and he's going to field a lot of, probably a high dollar amount, right? But when he said that, it made you realize that still does matter, not only to the young men or women, in other sports, but also to the families, right? The families, they feel really comfortable about what they have been being showed here at Alabama. And I've been up during some official visits, right? So I've experienced kind of how those look now. Obviously, I took an official visit here. Obviously, I've seen how it was with Coach Saban. I knew the whole routine, right? Sundays going to Coach Saban's house, I go on and do all that stuff. But I've been able to see how Coach DeBoer, Courtney Morgan, and that whole recruiting staff put together an official visit weekend, and they do a really nice job of that family atmosphere. And I actually commented on that what really stands out is if it's a running back on a visit, you see like the whole running back room up there. If it's a linebacker, you see like the whole linebacker room up there, right? And when they're doing those locker room photo shoots and all that stuff, I mean, you got all these guys supporting them, hyping them up, and it does genuinely make you feel like you're already a part of that. And for him to say that, man, I didn't get that feeling from anybody else. I think if you're wondering what Alabama's doing right now to be able to maintain that level of recruiting, I think that's a big piece, right? Because I'll tell you right now, we're not going to be paying as much as some of these other schools. Yes, we're Alabama. We have resources. Yes, we will be, competitive when it comes to that stuff. But there's other schools where these guys could go and make more money. I know that to be true. I know that for a fact. I've literally spoken to people, and they will tell you. If you compare it, I mean, they probably, a lot of guys could earn some more money other places, but people continue to choose Alabama, and it's very evident at this point. The brand itself, we talked about this last week. Guys grow up watching Alabama. They've seen that dominance. They want to be a part of that. No different than if you grew up, a college basketball fan, you see Duke, you see UNC, you see Kentucky. That brand is a staple brand. Like that there's significance there. That clearly is still there with Alabama, without a doubt, right? 9-3, 9-4, whatever you want to say about last season, it is what it is in the past. People still respect that. And number two, this recruiting staff, these coaches, everybody involved, right? Because it's a whole team. It's not just one coach. It's not just one general manager. It's a whole assembly of people. But they're all doing a very fine job of making these people feel welcome. So anyway, that's what he said in that clip. If I can try to find it, and maybe we'll pull it up and listen to it. But the gist of it was he felt a family atmosphere at Alabama that he didn't feel anywhere else. And look, bottom line is we got him, and hopefully we can retain him and all the other guys through signing day. Obviously, there's going to be a battle, right? I know everybody's celebrating right now, and rightfully so. It's exciting to see us have such success right now. But the biggest thing is that we make it through December, get these guys signed and on campus, and we'll be good to go. Which I'd imagine. I mean, majority of these guys, man, it seems, again, I know you got to be careful with going off of what you hear from 17-year-olds, but a lot of these guys, man, they commit. It just feels like they're really locked in. They're already committing and going out and recruiting other guys. So you got to feel good about that. So I'll be honest, I feel good about the guys that we have right now. Probably will be, one or two guys that, maybe turn their sights elsewhere. That's part of it. But for the most part, listening to these guys make their decisions, they all sound pretty locked in. So there's that. But again, in terms of Xavier Griffin, Swiss Army knife for a defensive coordinator, can really do a number of things. Anything you really ask him to do. Has, elite athleticism, great frame that he's going to pack on weight. You see the 205 now, but hell, I was 195, 200 coming out of high school, ended up being 247 by the time I left. So he'll be in that 240 range, and we'll see where he ends up. I'm curious, and maybe he said in an interview, but where they plan on really using him initially. Now, obviously, I think they're going to probably have a plan. Like, they probably showed him a lot of tape with Jihad, if I'm being honest with him. Probably said, look, man, we can see you playing here, using you off the edge. But I'm curious kind of what exactly, just like we heard, it was the running back he was talking about sitting down with Grubb. I'm curious what the game plan with him is. That would be pretty cool to hear. But anyway, got to be excited about this one. But Chase, I'll be honest, man, they're falling like dominoes, man. Pat called in and he said it. He said, "Watch, mark my words, man. They're going to start falling." And so he was right. He said like 4 5-stars. This would make 2 so far. Now, I believe there is a receiver that's trending towards Alabama. That's also a 5-star. There might be one more. But you know what else was interesting, Chase, that was coming out in terms of recruiting was that there's now a quarterback that's also being crystal balled to Alabama. And I know a lot of people initially were like, what are we doing? We have too many quarterbacks. Why are we still going after quarterbacks? We just got Jet Tamala. But here's the thing, guys. When you look at the quarterback position, number one, you need depth. And if you think about where we're at right now, you got 3 scholarship quarterbacks. You got Ty Simpson, who we're going to listen to in an interview in a minute. You've got Austin Mack, the transfer from Washington, and you got Keelan Russell. Ty Simpson has a great year this year. Again, even from Ryan Grubb, he's already said it. If we played a game today, Ty Simpson's the guy. So let's just assume nothing changes. I don't think it will. He's your starter this year. Has a really good year. Good chance he's leaving, going on to the NFL draft. Now, we also have learned that he's a very patient young man, right? He has no problem, waiting his turn. I could see him wanting to come back for a 5th year. But let's just say he does leave. That leaves you with only 2 scholarship quarterbacks, and you have Jet coming in. That would make 3. But if I'm being completely honest with you, Austin Mack, and we've heard Grubb talk about him, and it sounds like Grubb is really high on the young man. But you're kind of sitting there with the dilemma. You got Keelan Russell, who is, your blue chip recruit that you went out and got. People expect him to be the future. To me, Austin Mack is a prime candidate of a guy that, as much as you want him to be here and compete, and he could win that job, with Keelan being in there, I feel like Austin is a prime candidate that somebody's going to come in and offer him a good bit of money to transfer because they know the tools that he has. And that's just kind of that scenario. I could be wrong. Now, I know I'm not trying to speak that into existence, but we're just playing. There's only one quarterback that can play, right? And going into next year, that'll be his 4th year of college, and say Keelan is the guy. Guys want to be able to play, and I don't blame him, right? So I feel like with Austin Mack, with his tools and people knowing that, hey, man, they're going to go back and they're going to be, hey, man, the way Grubb and those guys talk about this guy, it sounds like he's just needed an opportunity. You got a 6'6" quarterback who's got all these, physical traits. The coaches rave about him. Let's offer this guy some money and see what if we can go grab him. So what I'm getting at is, guys, you need depth, and bringing in 2 quarterbacks in a class is not unheard of, especially when you're looking at a situation where one guy could end up leaving to the NFL. The other guy, you never know. But if he's going on year 4, but you got Keelan Russell there, who you're probably going to end up having take over, good chance he leaves. You don't want to be sitting there with no backup quarterback or a true scholarship backup quarterback, or only having one young true freshman behind another guy. You always got to be prepared, right? So that's just my explanation, because I know a lot of people were kind of questioning that, wondering, oh, why are we still going after? That's why. Not to mention, you just need some, you need some insurance nowadays. You just never know, right? You never know. But this is him right here, Taden Kawa. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Looks like it's definitely more of a Polynesian last name, but he is predicted to Alabama. And I'll be honest, man, there's a number of predictions. So I told you guys, summer is when everything heats up. A lot of people are pleased with Alabama and where they're at with recruiting right now. We'll see how this class ends up finishing up. But Chase, I'd imagine if they continue the trend that they're on now, they're going to end up with one of the top classes. If you look at the other classes, I think the other ones that are ahead of us really right now is because they have, 5, 6, 7 more recruits than we do. I don't really care about where we end up in the class and grading, stuff like that. I just care about getting quality players, whether they're 5, 4, 3-star, good players that want to play football. And it looks like we're getting some of those right now, which is really positive news. So there's your recruiting update. Obviously, we got Pat. Our buddy Pat loves calling in and giving us his recruiting, specialty and all types of insight on it. So, Pat, if you want to top off what I just kind of was putting out there with these guys, feel free to do so. But that's what I got so far. And, again, big news, Xavier Griffin committing. Really excited about him. And who knows, man, maybe we'll get to hear more from him in the near future. Maybe we'll reach out to him and try to see what we can do. That being said, we got to hit a quick timeout. We come back, we keep on rolling. I want to get at this Ty Simpson video again. He is attending or was attending the Manning Passing Academy that features all the top quarterbacks in college football. Go out there, they camp with the campers, and they also get a chance to kind of showcase what they can do. Ty Simpson's there. Yeah, it sounds like he did some pretty good stuff out there, but he spoke to the media, and we got a video to listen to. Got some really good stuff from him. His thoughts on staying, waiting his turn, how he compares to Jalen, all that. So I want to break that down when we come back. Plus, shout out to Dwight. He tagged us in that video. So again, if you guys ever see anything you want us to break down, react to, listen to, you think it's a good topic, whatever the case may be, at the Miller's Edge on X, you can tag us in whatever video you would like, and we'll check it out, just like Dwight did with this one, and we'll go from there. But again, we are live on YouTube. If you guys want to watch the show here, check us out at the Miller's Edge. We also now are streaming live on Facebook on the Tide 100.9 page. Just if you guys prefer a visual, want to be able to watch the clips and all that stuff, check us out. If not, no worries. You can always hang out with us on radio, Tide 100.9, 1230. WTBC, the home of Alabama sports. Quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Wait, I thought Venmo was for paying people.
Hey, it's Wyatt Fulton with Tide 100.9. Join myself and Ryan Fowler for live coverage on air and online at SEC Media Days in Atlanta, Georgia from July 14th through the 17th, powered by Pearl River Resort. We'll bring you the latest from all 16 SEC head coaches and the players that they bring with them to Atlanta for the upcoming football season. We'll also give you our breakdown of each team in the SEC.
So let me catch up on this real quick. Southern, what's going on? See, Dwight, Q, yep, we're back. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I was with us streaming on Facebook now. I don't know what was going on. Maybe it was with the quality selected it, because I guess we had to choose 720 today or something to get it going. Who cares? We got it working though. But yeah, everything's rocking and rolling. Brock's in here. Mike, I see you guys. Tristan, what's up? Carson, how was y'all's weekend? I'm surprised. I thought Pat would be all over the phone lines like first thing. We do have we need to get to Marty. Marty's on the phone lines. We'll get to him, but then we'll get to this Ty Simpson video. But yeah, guys, I'm big on Xavier Griffin. You guys know me. I'm a little hesitant when it comes to the whole recruiting stuff, man, but he definitely, now I'm probably biased because he's a linebacker, right? But no, he definitely strikes me as somebody that you can build a defense around. You know what I mean? Like, very impactful type of guy. But I'm excited. Oh, Tia said she sent an app message. Nah, you're not old school, Tia. No. We still do the app messages. Nah, look, man, we're on all these different platforms and stuff, so sometimes it gets a little confusing. Matter of fact, I'll pull it up, because I thought they only went to the studio, but I actually get them on my email. There we go. I got your app message right here. Oh, dang, that's a good question too. All right, so I got Tia's app message. Goodness, thank God I have this. I wish you guys could see my monitor. It literally is like, I'm not saying this to brag, but no, it is so helpful. It's like 49 inches, but it's like ultra wide. Like, it's just like a huge bar, but it helps like when I'm trying to pull up Tia's app message here, and I got the stream over here, and I got Twitter over here. They're going to stream this video. Great investment, man.
CarShield is announcing a.
Are you going to Fan Day? Yeah, I'll probably be there. You talking about like during fall camp? Yeah, I'll probably stop by there, check it out. I'm ready for fall camp.
Nothing for covered auto repair.
I'm ready. I'm excited about this year. I'll be honest with you guys. No chapstick in here. Just saying. I'm excited. Yeah, I'll probably be out there. I'll definitely let you guys know for sure. If you guys want to try to find me, catch up, man. I'd love to catch up with all you guys.
No additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-923-6829. That's 800-923-6829. What do you have to lose? Call 800-923-6829. Again, 800-923-6829.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
And welcome back into this Monday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Support Experts. Hey, if you guys are in any type of pain, whether it's foot pain, knee pain, back pain, hip pain, you name it, you got to check out the Good Feet Store right here. Here's their website, goodfeet.com. They're nationwide, but if you're here in Tuscaloosa, man, you got to check out the store right there in Midtown Village. They'll take great care of you. But what they do is they've got premium arch supports designed to eliminate and alleviate all types of pain. Clinically proven to do so in just 4 short weeks. You just pop them in your shoes, boots, whatever it may be, and they get to work, man. I'm telling you can't beat it. If you're like me, you're on your feet a lot. I'm walking my dogs, walking around, on game days from, location to location, doing broadcast type stuff. It gets to be a lot, right? Especially on my feet, on my back. But these arch supports have been game changers, man. So I definitely urge you guys to check them out and encourage you to go to their website. You can read more about it. Type in your zip code right there. Find the nearest location to you. These things are incredible. They're not just, typical orthopedics from CVS. These things are like the real deal. They're quality products. And they've got first-class customer service. Walk-ins are welcome. Just walk in there. They'll demonstrate it. They'll show you how it works. They'll let you try them on, do a balance test. And trust me, you'll be walking out with some arch supports. I guarantee that. Again, that is the Good Feet Store. Goodfeet.com is where you can find them. That is the Good Feet Store, improving the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time. All right, Chase, we got Marty on the phone lines. We got the Ty Simpson video to get to. We got a lot to get to. It's a very active Monday. I love it. We got a lot of people here on YouTube, a lot of folks checking us out on Facebook. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Plenty of people still listening on radio and the app. Appreciate you guys joining us. All right, so let's start with an app message from Tia. Let's go ahead and let's do that first. And then we're going to go to Marty here on the phone lines. 205-342-9904 is the number if any of you guys want to jump in on that. Here's this ad message from Tia out in Hidden Hills. Tia, it's been a minute, man. Good to hear from you. Taking your Bama bias out of it. When you look at Antonio Brown and Julio Jones, who had a better NFL career? Chase, that's one hell of a question, man. I love how she mentioned take the Bama bias out of it. Obviously, all of us here, we're all Bama fans, right? Very easy just to go and say Julio Jones. But you gotta pay respect to Antonio Brown. You gotta remove all the stuff that he's doing outside of football and all the personal stuff he's got going on in his life, man. Definitely praying for that dude. He swears he's just fine, and maybe he is, but obviously, man, he's got some very, very interesting behavior and things going on. Mimi, what's going on? Long time no see. But anyway, comparing the two, Chase, Julio played from 2011 to 2023, so a 13-year career, over 13,000 yards. How many touchdowns did he have? 66 touchdowns, 15 yards of reception. I mean, obviously, when you look at the stats, I mean, how many times did he lead the league in reception yards or something? Was it maybe in 2015 with 1,871, something like that? But and then he dealt with a couple injuries, I feel like, towards the latter part of his career. But still, nonetheless, I mean, Julio, dominant career in the NFL. The only thing I would say with Antonio Brown is Antonio Brown did win a Super Bowl. So I feel like you got to throw that into the equation. I mean, wouldn't you agree, Chase? I mean, I know, look, I'm just saying we do it with everybody else when we talk about Jordan, LeBron, all that. We always mention rings. So I do feel like that is something to put in the equation. But let's just look at their accolades, and I'll share this with you guys so you guys can also see what we're looking at. All right. Let's start off with Mr. Bama's very own Julio Jones. All right. So we said 13 seasons. He was a 2-time first-team All-Pro, 3-time second-team All-Pro, so 5-time All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler. So 2 times he led the league in yards. Let's see, 2010 All-Decades team, and she's talking about NFL career only. All right, 13,700 yards, 66 touchdowns. All right, now, oh wait, I'm sharing with you guys Antonio Brown, right? Whoops. My bad, guys. I think I was sharing. Yeah, I was sharing. Oh, sorry. So let me pull up Julio. Here's Julio for you. So that's what I just read. 13 seasons, over 13,000 yards, 66 touchdowns, 5-time All-Pro. I mean, obviously heavily decorated. And not to mention, I mean, just heavily respected, too. I mean, Julio is just a dog, man. Now let's go back to Antonio Brown, but let's read this off. So Super Bowl champion, that's a big one. 4-time All-Pro first team, 1-time second team. So he's also 5-time All-Pro. Damn, this is close then, because they both are 5-time All-Pro and 7-time Pro Bowlers. So they're neck and neck there. He also was a 2-time receptions leader. Oh, wait, no, reception leader. What was Julio, excuse me. Oh, yeah, receptions leader. Oh, no, receiving yards leader. Sorry, this is all getting all jumbled together. My bad, guys. Damn, but that's close, man. 12,000 yards, 83 touchdowns. And his career was, how long did he play? 2010, 2021. So about 12 years, so about one year less, something like that. Damn, guys, I don't know. That one's tough, man. That one's tough. QD, what's up? Joey, what's going on? I'm going to read that here in a second. Chase, man, help me out. Look, I'll say this. Bama bias in it, I'm going Julio. But if I take Bama bias out of it, man, here's the thing. If I'm going off of like just a dominant dude, like a dominant player, I'm not gonna lie, I'm leaning a little bit more towards Julio, man. I'll look, you watch AB it was cold. You know, AB is dominant in his own right, but Julio just different, man. I've been like thinking about the plays of him, like, you know, running folks down after, and then that's not something that shows up on a stat sheet. But as a football player, man, like that kind of stuff just sticks, man. Julio played in the Super Bowl. He just didn't win it. I'm trying to work him. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Julio Jones or Antonio Brown? Y'all saw the stats. Who had the better NFL career? If you're going off accolades and all that, I guess I probably would lean a little bit towards Antonio Brown only because of the Super Bowl. Everything else was like neck and neck. I mean, look, 5-time All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowl. They both are the same in those. And then Julio had like 1,000 more yards. I mean, it's close. Chase, what do you think, man? After seeing what I just showed you with the stats and even just going off of what you remember from their careers, man, who do you think would have the better NFL career between the two?
I think Julio would probably have the better career, but I think Antonio Brown probably at his peak, I would say was probably better. Antonio, man, when he was like efficient and he wasn't with all the nonsense and he was actually just trying to play football, he was just different. I don't know. It was just something I just couldn't put my finger on. He was just always making plays. You just couldn't stop him no matter the coverage the defenses would give the Steelers. They used Antonio in so many different spots. I think it kind of opened up the game, especially because he's not that tall.
No.
And for Julio, like, you know, you can kind of throw a deep route or a go route or, you know, get him on a post route and he got you. But with Antonio, with his speed and how twitchy he is, he can make a lot of people miss. But I would just say Julio Jones for sure, especially with his career and how tall he is. And he's always a targeted, and especially with the hits he was taking and the power to do that, I would say with the numbers he brought up, yeah, I would give Julio the nod. But at its peak, though, I would say Antonio because of his speed and what he did for the Steelers alone.
Yeah, man. And you look at him and Ben Roethlisberger, that was special, man. What they were doing was special. And I'll say this, Julio is just so dynamic when you talk about an elite combination of size, speed, athleticism, I mean, catching and building. I mean, his route running for somebody like that, he's just so explosive. I mean, like Julio is just a freak athlete, man. But if we're going off of like career, to me, I honestly, I think it's a coin flip. I think you really can go either way, if I'm being honest with you. To me, the only reason I go Antonio, if I just had to pick one, is only because the Super Bowl win, right? Because if we're talking about NFL careers, we know championships allegedly hold a lot of weight because they use that with any other argument. So I feel like it's only right that we continue that here. My Bama bias, I'm going with Julio. But if we're just, again, only career, I'm not necessarily saying as a player because I think that really is a toss-up too. Like you just mentioned, I mean, Antonio Brown, good luck covering that dude, man. And then you talk about his story. I mean, he wasn't really on the radar like that and then have a career like he did, man. I mean, what's unfortunate, though, is his actions and decisions and the things that he's, you know, really inserted himself in post-football. Well, really during football, too. I mean, the whole stunt about taking his pads off and parading into the locker room, that whole deal. It's going to really tarnish his career. I hate to say it like that, but it kind of puts a stain on all the great things that he did do, and it's gonna make putting him in the Hall of Fame even harder. We already know. I mean, you look at a guy like T.O., man. I mean, like trying to give that dude a hard time, and he wasn't even a fraction of what Antonio Brown did. He just, showboated, whatever you wanted to call it. But Antonio Brown is a different level. But I don't know. That's a hell of a question. If you guys have any thoughts on it, I'd love to hear it. You can drop it in the app message, drop it in the chat. Julio Jones or Antonio Brown, who had the better NFL career? Really good question, man, to open things up on this manic Monday. That being said, Chase, let's go ahead and hit this timeout because I know we need to catch back up, man. The schedule's kind of a little all over the place because we were trying to get everything fixed up. But that being said, when we come back, don't go anywhere. We're just getting started. When we come back, we got Marty on the phone lines. We're going to get to him. We got to hear from Ty Simpson, QB1 here at Alabama as of right now, according to Ryan Grubb. Speaking to the media at the Manning Passing Academy, a lot of good stuff from him. So we definitely want to get his thoughts out there. Plus, a couple more recruiting notes. I see one of you guys in the chat. Oh, Brock. He says another commitment coming today at 5:30. Who might that be? I'll be honest. I don't know. So I'm going to look into it here on this timeout. Right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Art Sport Experts. Top of the hour break. We'll be right back.
There's the, yes, I'd like some popcorn, yes. There's the, yes, my team won, yes. And then there's the yes you never forget.
Oh, man, it's flying by today. I mean, I can't believe we're already at the top of the hour. If you guys haven't, man, make sure you guys drop a like on the stream. That always helps us out. I appreciate that, man. Always helps the channel out. Hey, send it out if you guys got any people that you think would be interested, man. Of course, that would be everybody, right? Everybody loves Miller's Edge. Make sure you guys share the video, check it out. I gotta see though. I think we got an extra stream out there because of the issues. Let me see if I can take that down real quick. Let me get to see what you guys got in the chat for us. Let's see. 3-star wide receiver Owen. Is it Campbell or just Cable? Look him up. All right, I'll check him out. I know the wide receiver everybody's talking about is this 5-star guy. They're saying he's pretty much a lock. So we'll see. Do y'all know when he commits? Is that going to be anytime soon? Let's see. All right, let me make sure I don't have a double stream up there. I want to say we actually do. Oh, yeah. 1 second. All right, yeah, let me delete that other one. Delete. All right, good deal. All right, we're back rolling. Well, we never stop rolling. All right. Let's see, Morgan. Wait, what's his name? Owen Campbell? Did you forget the July 2nd? Oh, so that's coming up. What is that? Thursday? Wednesday, Thursday? No, it's Thursday, I think.
Starts this week. WNBA wins from.
Let me look up this receiver real quick while I got a chance. Oh, it wasn't a typo. That's how you spell his name. Guys, I swear, there's not just like a basic name anymore, man. I swear, every name makes me like second guess if I'm saying it right. Cable level competition in private school in Tennessee concerns me. He'll need to develop for real. Good measurables and speed, though.
9 WTB.
Wait, is that kid that he came here to camp or something? He was like running routes. People posted a video. Excuse me. Is that who that was? I'm not trying to be funny, but I mean, it was like a tall white wide receiver that was like camping here running routes on X or something that I saw. So I'm just assuming, man. For what it's worth, just a reminder, I always play around and throw this out. I'm 54% white, so I mean, luckily I can throw out both, right? Sorry, I can say, I can call him old white guy without it being funny. I got the 23andMe, man. Maybe I'm just going to post that so you guys had that. I'm just being dumb.
Careful with your money.
Damn, he ran a 4.4. 6'2", 200. Wait, let me see if we can find his highlight. So, I mean, damn, it's 2024. Can we not zoom in a little bit? That first clip, dude, I might need to get my glasses. I can't see.
Tell you about our great friends over at Brian Harding Construction.
Here we go.
Located in the heart of Tuscaloosa, Brian Harding Construction is woman-owned and strong as steel. A specialty manufacturing firm with expertise in structural steel fabrication, ASME code piping and vessels, CNC machine work, welding, laser cutting, pipe fitting, industrial maintenance, and crane rentals. With a proven track record of over 30-plus years of experience, no one is better.
I mean, guys,
for an evaluation, contact Brian.
If he has an Alabama offer,
today
I mean,
at
I would
205-752-9611.
literally be willing to bet a lot of money that
Again,
he's
that's
going to
Brian Harding Construction at 205-752-9611.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A mix of sun and clouds this afternoon. A few passing showers and thunderstorms through tonight. The high today 87, the low tonight 71. Tomorrow cloudy at times with scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms. The high at 86. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 82 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
And welcome back into the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Support Experts. Well, dang, that dude just dropped that one in the bread basket. Sorry, we're watching some clips right now. We talked a little bit about recruiting in hour number one. Obviously, the biggest news over the weekend, Xavier Griffin, 5-star linebacker out of Georgia, committing to Alabama, and a lot of excitement there, and rightfully so. But right now, we got some tape pulled up on the stream. Again, if you guys want to get the visuals, watch me do the show, all that good stuff, YouTube at the Miller's Edge. Come check us out, hang out, interact with the chat, but also now live over on Facebook on the Tide 100.9 page, which is really cool there. I know a lot of you guys are Facebook users. You can always catch us there now as well. Anyway, so we got some clips pulled up of this young man, Owen Cabell. I don't know the exact pronunciation. Close enough, I'd imagine. But this is a guy that they posted that clip on X. I think he was camping here at Alabama. They had him doing, some routes and running around, for coaches. But he was impressive in those clips. I'll say that. Now we're watching his actual tape. Definitely impressive. I see what QD's saying, though. I mean, level of competition, I'll be honest with you, man. Yeah, like 52, that defensive end. No bueno. But I'll say this. I mean, the fact is he came to camp here. They laid eyes on him. They felt good enough about him to extend an offer. Obviously, going to trust the coaching staff, especially when you got a guy like Coach Shepard, right? I mean, that's his position group. And the way it works is, man, I mean, the position coach he's got to sign off on it if you're going to offer a kid. So, hell, if he signed off on it, we know the type of coach that he is. I'm cool with it, man. We'll take it. So, I will say this. I would personally, you guys know me, man. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I like the measurables. I like the numbers. I mean, even I like what I see, but with the competition being what it is, I would love to see him, really line up against some guys. Like his first 7-on-7, if he does come here, I don't think he's committed just yet, but he commits today, I'd imagine. I don't know why. If you have a Bama offer and you're this guy, I don't know why you wouldn't take it unless you're just thinking you might not play much. But I would love to kind of see him lined up with that was a physical block right there. I like that. Maybe say like a camp, like see him at a camp with some of the it looks like he can hold his own, but we'll see if Alabama picks up yet another commit. All right, that being said, let's go to the phone lines. 205-342-9904. Our buddy Marty has been waiting there for a second. Marty, I appreciate you being patient, man. Welcome in.
Oh, that's fine. I hadn't called in a while, so that's fine. Don't worry about that, Christian. But, hey, Julio would have won a Super Bowl ring if it wasn't for dumb coaching.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. That is true.
So, that's all right. So, you got to That's what I get so mad about people right now. They say, "Oh, around here, Bama don't got Saban. Bama don't got Saban." You know, Saban didn't play a down. He did not tackle nobody. Y'all guys went out there and played. And that's what I tell them. We got the players. We just got to give them the play right, and that's it. It's just like last year. Why didn't he change Melrose into Simpson, Ty Simpson? Well, you know what? If he made the change and it didn't work out, he couldn't go back. You make that pull, you can't put Melrose back in there. That you know what I'm saying? It's almost like in the NFL sometimes. You pull that quarterback, you can't go back. And so he just stuck with what he had and knew he had Simpson just in case he got hurt.
Yeah.
And he grew.
I understand what you mean. I would say this. I think nowadays, I mean, would it definitely kind of disrupt some of maybe the rhythm, the confidence of a guy like Milroe if you do bench him? Sure. Could you go back? I think
I'm not saying, I'm not saying confidence or anything like that, but I mean, I'm just saying sometimes, it's a gut. A coach has to go by his gut feeling. I mean, I've never coached. I've never played. I listen to y'all. I go talk to a lot of other coaches and stuff. Hey, you all going to have a restaurant this fall.
Yeah, so we're working on that now. I know we're just ironing out some details, but I promise as soon as we get that, Marty, I'm going to make sure you're the first person I tell. That way we can get you ready to roll and hop on that road.
I'm trying to work on some tickets. Hey, but Bill Steele's booth come out July 4th, and I'm going to go through, and then I'm going to pick out who finishes first, second, third, and fourth in the conference, and then I'm going to pick out what Alabama's record's going to be. And then me and you going to decide bet a hamburger who's right or wrong. Because I know you and your dad's going to have a big bet on the South Carolina game, and I know he's going to take you over there. I know he's going to take you over there Friday night and put you under the cuckoo clock so you hear that cuckoo going off all night.
Oh, probably so. He probably will, but it's going to be a fun one. I'll say this in terms of first.
Yeah, it'll be a fun. What?
I said I'll say this in terms of.
Let me ask you another quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
On this guy from from Colorado. Do you think in the NFL? Because that one guy's already said, I'm going to come around. If he's playing on defensive side and playing offense, when he's on defense, I'm going to come around that right side of the tackle, and we're running that way, and I'm going to put him in a no-man land, show him he can't play both ways in the NFL. You think he can play both ways?
You're talking about Travis Hunter?
Yep.
So I do know, I think right now they are letting him, at least in OTAs and minicamp, he's been working at both. So, I mean, they definitely are keeping that a possibility. But do I think he'll be able to pull it off? Yes and no. I think you'll see him do it, but will he be able to do it at the same level that he was able to in college? I just don't know, man. I just know the NFL is it's a whole different ball game. And if you're talking about,
just like what that right tackle said, wait till he plays my team, because I'm gonna come around that right side and I'm gonna blaster him so far back that he'll never want to play both sides of football again. So I mean, there's gonna be a lot of talk about him wanting to do it and not do it, But I was just asking you, because I mean, you played. But you know what? Another thing about these 5 stars and 4 stars and 3 stars, I don't go by. I'm glad we're getting as many recruits as we can, and they're up there, but we don't know how they pan out. There's a lot of 5 stars that didn't ever pan out, and there's a lot of 3 stars that panned out that became superstars. So like what you said, until they get out on the field against competition, SEC competition, then we'll find out how good they are.
Absolutely. And that's why when I talk about recruits, man, I try not to do too much, because like you just said, I mean, it's hard to really tell who's going to pan out and who's going to do what. But all you can really go off of is, their traits, maybe their, some of their measurables, kind of talk about how they fit in. And you just hope that they end up being the best player that they can be. But obviously there's going to be some guys that you watch and you're saying, hey man, like, he would have to just do everything in his power to fail, to not have success, because everything else is there. But I mean, you see everybody's path is different. I mean, you look at a guy like Keon Keeley, everybody saw him coming out of high school, right? And if you watched his tape and you went off of his ranking immediately, you would think, I mean, he would be 3 and done, lead and sack, guy on the team, so forth and so forth. But his process is a little bit different, right? He's had to wait his turn. He's had to develop. He ended up gaining some weight, changing a position. That doesn't mean that he's necessarily failed. His path is just a little bit different. Delayed doesn't mean denied. All I'm getting at is, that's why you just be careful on, we got this guy. He's going to just be the next this. He's going to be the next that, automatic first rounder. It doesn't really work like that. And I think sometimes we end up putting too much pressure on these young men when they don't need it, man. All they need to do is just take it one day at a time, try to be the best player and teammate that they can be, and then just let it play out the way it plays out. But I think you're 100% right, Marty. But the good news is we are landing some good players, and it seems to the class that they just brought in, there's a lot of good potential there. So I have faith in their ability to evaluate and recruit, man. So it's exciting right now.
We won't know till December, but like you said, they commit early. You stay on them. They'll come in December, and a lot of them will come in January, and Alabama will be all right.
Absolutely. You're 100% right, Marty. I'm with you all the way. I'll definitely keep you in the loop on the whole restaurant thing. Again, what Marty's referencing is we always do our show on Fridays of game day weekends, right? That way you guys can come listen live, hang out with me in person, listen to the show, eat some good food. So we're ironing all that stuff out, all the details, but I promise as soon as we have all that set, we'll let you guys know and make sure you guys are able to start planning that, man. But Marty, looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to that little friendly hamburger wager too, man.
Okay. Hey, I'll call tomorrow because there's some other stuff I want to talk about. But I know I want to hear Ty Simpson's thing too. So
yes, sir. Yeah, it's about to come up, man. I appreciate you, Marty. We'll talk then.
And then tomorrow we'll talk a little bit about Ty Simpson and the quarterback and why you need more than one quarterback.
Let's do it. That sounds like a plan, Marty. We appreciate you, sir. Good deal. All right, we got to hit a quick timeout. When we come back, we keep on rolling. We do got Pat on the phone lines. We'll get to him too, but we'll also hear from QB1, Ty Simpson. Am I jumping the gun saying that if Ryan Grubb pretty much said it right now? Maybe I shouldn't say it like that. Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson. Coming up right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
Discover the 4th of July sale at Target. Save 20%.
All right. See what you guys got. Oh, wait. I need to go back to Joey had posted something earlier. Hey, Christian, do you think players now, because of NIL and the transfer portal, are coachable anymore? If you get on them, are they leaving? Good question, man. They still are coachable. I think it really, depends on the young man. I mean, you look at a guy like Ty Simpson, I would argue that NIL and transfer portal had virtually no effect on a player like him. Obviously, it did in terms of he's making a lot more money than he would have if he wasn't involved, if NIL wasn't a thing. But you get what I'm saying in terms of who he is, the type of player he is, how he might respond. I would say no. I mean, it just really depends on the player. Now, is there a large portion of people that potentially have, changed how they respond to things? Absolutely. I mean, I would be lying if I said otherwise. I mean, I'll be honest. Even sometimes when I talk to some of these guys, I can even just sense that some of these young men, unfortunately, have more of an ego now because of it. But here's the thing, man. Do I fault them? Not really, because they're getting paid all this money. They've got all these people. I mean, recruits already were getting their heads inflated. Like even when I was coming out, not like I could have quote unquote had my head inflated, but I'd always been real grounded, and I always just felt like I was like, man, it's hard to explain. I always felt like I wasn't as good as people classified me as, because I always wanted to be even better. It's like I knew I had talent. I knew I was a good player, but I always I was striving to be even better. A lot of guys nowadays, I'm not gonna lie, you can kind of sense it. But to answer your question, are they coachable? Yeah, they are. Is it sometimes a little bit harder to really get to a guy? Yeah, it can be. But there are some examples of guys like Ty and others that it hasn't affected, man. So I get the biggest thing is, we shouldn't generalize, say like everybody, like every guy now is harder to coach or doesn't care as much, because there are a lot of good guys, and I don't want to take anything from those guys. If anything, I want to compliment those guys for staying true to themselves. But yeah, it without a doubt is is a thing. But you just got to find a way to get to them. I spoke to Coach DeBoer a couple months ago, and he was even just telling me, even their process of, they literally evaluate, their players and find out what coaching methods work best for each guy.
Again, that's Brian
Now,
Hardy.
that doesn't mean that he's going to remember every single guy in every single moment. Like, okay, this guy needs, tough reinforcement. This guy, you got to back off a little bit. No, but at least they have an idea about who their players are, and hopefully they do kind of remember, you know what I mean? But they do a lot of stuff, man, to try to make sure that they maximize their coaching and helping these players.
It's 82 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 1.9.
And welcome back in to this Monday edition of Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Hope you guys are doing well, man. It's flying by today, Chase. We've been rocking and rolling, and it's going by quick, man. But you know what they say? I'm not even going to say it. That's too cliche. I might as well say it. What is it? Dang, I forgot what it is. What is it? Time flies when you're having a blast. There you go. Speaking of having a blast, hope you guys all enjoyed this weekend, especially the ones that stopped by R&R Cigars. Again, they did put on those fights this weekend. UFC, Dion Nicholson from Tuscaloosa Boxing, as well as Deontay Wilder. Those guys had, boxed on Friday. They showed that fight at R&R Cigars, and also the UFC match on Saturday. They showed all that. So again, if you guys are interested in any of those combat sports, R&R Cigars is literally one of the only places in Tuscaloosa that pays to put on those fights. That way you guys don't have to. And they run specials, drink specials, all that, plenty of cigar specials. So make sure you guys check out R&R Cigars, 2703 Gary Fitz Street. But also, if you go to their website and use code Miller's Edge, MILLERSEDGE, you get a big discount. I think it's like 20% plus $100 or more in your order. You get free shipping. So make sure you guys check them out. 205-722-2741 is their number if you got questions. But they got the best humidor in the Southeast, the big mansion, 2703 Gary Fitz Street here in Tuscaloosa. You go hang out, kick back, relax. Over 160 bourbons to try and choose from. So make sure you guys check them out. Again, that's R&R Cigars, the official cigar provider of Alabama football since 2014. All right. I know you guys are ready for this Ty Simpson interview. So we got Pat on the phone lines. But let's do this. Pat, if you don't mind, let's, you know what? We'll go to the people, man. I said I made a rule. We're going to go to the people when you call in. That way you guys are more encouraged to call in. That way you don't feel like you're waiting forever. Let's do it. We're going to Pat. 205-342-9904. Don't worry, guys. Ty Simpson video coming right up here in a second. But we need Pat's expert recruit analysis. Pat, hey, man, you got two of your dominoes to fall. You said 4 or 5 stars. So you got 2 of them. We got the running back, linebacker, Xavier Griffin, man. How are you feeling, Pat?
Do you understand that, this is the most phenomenal run Alabama's been on in quite some time?
Pat, come on, Pat. Come on, Pat. Pat, what happened with my recruiting class, 2014, what was it, the one with all the receivers, 27? Pat, come on, Pat.
Well, that's what we've done for me in the past. Is what have you done for me lately?
Oh my! Yeah, this is Alabama. Don't act like we've never recruited like this, Pat. Come on, stop it! I can't let you do that.
First off, Ty Simpson's coming up. I have it on good authority that the Ty was down in Pittsburgh, Louisiana. He never once complained about the heat, and he did push-ups. He did up and down between sets, and when he did, the earth moved in push-ups. I have that on good authority. So in my wow. Hey, like Chuck Norris, when I did push-ups, for me, there it is. He had a fantastic camp from down in Hippoday, from what I've heard from beats on the ground down in that area. But I look forward. What an outstanding young man. I mean, his mom and daddy done a good job on Tyson.
Yeah, no, he's great, man.
They're absolutely wonderful. But anyway, this hey, it looks like if everything falls into place, hey, y'all had a great recruiting class. Don't get me wrong. Hey, but this looks like hey, Coach ain't missing a beat. I mean that I'm ecstatic, and he's wrong about 5 stars, 4 stars. You realize how many 4 stars that we have that are borderline 5 stars already, and we've got a chance to go over to Picayune, Mississippi, and pick up a top 2 or 3 defensive linemen in the country. That and Nolan Wilson. Man, hey, it's just looking really good now. Hey, y'all might have to sweat a little bit on the amount of points that y'all had total. I don't know if we're going to get there, but this is exciting, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see, man.
I'm hearing some good things about down in Florida, a fellow called Elijah Golden. That I'm hearing some things, some very positive things about him. Instead of going to Notre Dame and the Golden Domers, that he's going to come down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So, I mean, like I said, this is, it's getting exciting. It really is. I can't say enough about getting exciting. And when he said summer rain, did he mean that it was going to be like the reign of Queen Rainer? That, Queen Rainer, she was the prettiest queen there ever was. And, but that, hey, he spelled rain. He didn't spell it R-A-I-N. He spelled it a different way. And when I saw that, I was thinking about Queen Rainer. So undoubtedly, Captain Morgan, I might have to report if he gets all these signed in December. I might have to promote him to General Morgan. What do you think?
Look, man, you definitely got to tip your hat to him and everybody involved, man. I think they're doing a great job. But I think, like we mentioned earlier, hearing from Xavier Griffin talk about why, I think it's everybody that contributes to making it feel like that family atmosphere. And I think that's what really is separating us right now, and especially in a landscape where everybody's just saying like, hey, we're pulling out our checkbooks, man. We're here. We're trying to compete with everybody else. We'll pay this. I think some others are losing sight of that. That guys still, even though, yes, we know money is definitely a big factor here, but guys still want to feel comfortable and confident with where they're going, the guys that they will be playing with, the resources around them. That's still big. And I think that will continue to be in Alabama's favor as long as they continue to do what they're doing.
Yeah, let's go with it just like yourself. What Alabama's doing for you after football, yes, you have a great voice for this. Unlike me, I don't. But Alabama is a gift that keeps on giving regardless of the career that you're making for yourself and will continue to make for yourself. People don't understand what that fifth day means. That fifth day is very, very important for the future. It's not just what they can do for you now, it's what they can do for you in the future.
Yeah, no, it is, man. And I think it's important while you are here, you maximize all those connections and relationships that way. When you do have the opportunity down the road to circle back, you already are in good faith with a lot of people and they're familiar with you. But you're right, man. Yeah, Alabama does have a lot of resources, while you're here and while you're once you're gone and coming back or in need of anything, they definitely help out in a number of ways, which is always good to have. Well, Pat, man, we'll be on the lookout for whoever's next. You got a name for us to look for up next? I know you mentioned a couple guys earlier, but is there like an immediate guy? I know somebody mentioned, was it the 3-star receiver?
Nolan Wilson is my main person for the defensive front goes, and I'm looking forward to because we got to have defensive linemen. If we can go on and fill it in with Elijah Golden, oh wow. Defensive line might get nasty again when people are scared to play it. That's what I want people when they see Alabama on the schedule. I want them to put a loss, put an L on that column. Just point blank, put an L. Not I want Bama. Put an L on it. Do you not agree with me?
Listen, whatever we need to do to get our defensive, this is what we need. We need Make Alabama defensive line great again hats. That's what we need, man. We need make the defensive line great again hats, man. Listen, we've been solid, but I'm saying like back to what it was about 7 years ago. 6 to 8 years ago and plus.
I want to instead of making them great again, I want to put on there, make Alabama's defense nasty again.
There you go. Wait, make Alabama defense nasty again. What was that? Wait, Madna, something like that. Madna. There we go. Well, hey, look, we'll smooth it out, Pat, and I'll give you a % of the money we make off those hats. How about that?
All right. Have a blessing, sir. Thank you.
You too, brother. You too, man. Yeah. Make Alabama defense line great. Yeah. So Madolga, Martin Houston. Shout out to Martin Houston again, man. Matter of fact, he's the one that helped recommend getting moving over to doing some stuff on the Facebook side of things. We've been doing the YouTube side, but shout out to Martin for helping putting that little that I don't know, giving us that recommendation. I was trying to be cool and say something cool. Anyways, that being said, shout out to Pat, man. The Great Wall of Hell. No, there we go. That was what it was called. That's exactly what it was called, Dwight. Matter of fact, that we used that in what year was that? When we played Georgia in 2017, that national championship when we beat them. I just remembered, and maybe it was used before that, but it was that year that I specifically remember because there's a picture. I used it as a caption, a matter of fact, on Instagram. And it was like literally like 6 of us just peppering. Who were we playing? Was it Sony Michel? I think it might have been Sony Michel, but there literally was like 6 or 7 of us. And you see, I think I'm like diving on the top. You see Deron Payne in there, Ronnie Harris. I mean, everybody. I mean, like it literally was insane. A great picture, by the way. I'll try to pull it up here in a minute. But anyway, Great Wall of Hell. No, that was whoever came up with that. They need to get some type of benefit, man. That was a huge one. All right. I know we got a lot of comments. I want to read those, but we do need to get to this Ty Simpson video because we got the video right here, him slinging it right here. Beautiful ball, by the way. There you go. Drops it right there in the bread. That was the only clip I saw. I don't know if you guys, I know Tia and Carson and Dwight, if you guys have seen more clips of Ty from the camp, man, tag me in them. That way we can throw them on the stream. This is the only one that I saw. But in terms of Ty Simpson, we'll segue right here. Oh, let me pump fake real quick. It's about time for a break. Chase, how about this? Let's hit this quick timeout. We'll hit it early. That way when we come back, we got plenty of time to listen to Ty and respond to Ty. So that's what we're going to do. Keep you guys on your toes, man. You never know what can happen on the Miller's Edge right here. We're going to take a quick timeout. We come back. We're hearing from Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson at the Manning Passing Academy. Get his thoughts on waiting his turn, what he expects his upcoming year, how he compares to Milroe, since everybody loves to do that comparison. Let's hear it from him himself, and we'll keep on rolling. If you guys haven't, check us out on YouTube at the Miller's Edge. Hang out on the stream, interact in the chat. Check us out on Facebook. As a matter of fact, I just realized I can see Martin commenting on Facebook. I can see everybody on YouTube. It's all together. So we got the whole family going strong, man. YouTube, Facebook, Tide 100.9. Love it, man. Great stuff. Quick timeout. We come back. Ty Simpson speaks to us via YouTube. And we'll be right back. All right, let me catch up with this real quick. Oh, yeah, man. Everybody, W Chase in the chat, by the way, man. Chase is the one that does everything behind the scenes and works his ass off, by the way. So shout out to Chase, man. W Chase in the chat. No matter what, man, Chase going to show up, man. He's going to do his thing. W Chase. Mike, I don't want to mess up your last name, Mike. That definitely sounds Italian sounding, man. Speaking, I always throw out my little 23andMe results, man. I'm about 20% Italian, man, so I can't butcher an Italian name. Mike D'Agostino. I'm close, man. I'm close. He says fallen. Appreciate that, Mike. Appreciate you guys, man. All right, let me catch back up. I love when the chat's jumping like this, man. It's always fun. That's why I tell you guys, man, share it, send it out, and get more people in here. That way it makes it more fun for you guys too. Where's your pops at? Missed that banner between you two. Man, so he preaches on the weekends, and he's pretty free during the week now. So he's going to be back joining us at least, even if it's 2, maybe 3 times. Now, he said during football season, he's going to be on as much as possible. But we've been getting him on about 2 times a week as of recently now. But he's still around, man, but he's preaching. I think he said Monday he's kind of like a travel day. But I'll text him, get him on here tomorrow. Sometimes if he hears me talking, he just hops on here. Dang, QD. Oh, he said if Ty's not good, but we better hope that Austin Mack is ready, man. 4 damn years and still not good enough. That's nasty work right there. Here's the thing. Listen, man. He's gonna be plenty
Department
good.
of Labor, ABA, and the station. The Alabama Department.
He'll be just fine. But like you said, man, that's the thing that people got to remember, man. Like, nobody's perfect. I mean, I think he's going to be more than fine. But if you need to take a look somewhere else, I think Austin Mack, if he progresses and cleans up the areas of his game that need to be better, see what he can do. I mean, hell, you still got Keelan Russell, who's young and from what I've seen, definitely, still growing up, right? Like he's not ready yet. But
evaluation.
But yeah, no, you got a good group of guys. But Ty is just fine. I got it right. Mike said, yeah, first generation, born in U.S.
5'2",
I told you, man. Hey, listen, man, I'm a 20% Italian. I told you guys. I can know an Italian.
3.9.
But I am like 25% German, so technically. No, I'm not Puerto Rican. And welcome back into this Monday edition of the Miller's Edge, Ty 100.9, 1230 WTBC. All right, we've had some good phone calls. Spoke with Marty, spoke with Pat. Again, you guys are always encouraged and invited to join us on the phone lines, 205-342-9904. If you ever hear anything we're talking about, sparks your interest, piques your interest, or hell, you just got a question to ask, man, call in. We love to talk to you. And we always can talk with you here in the chat on YouTube. We're live on YouTube now, on Facebook as well. So you can always drop comments, questions, responses there. Plus, we got the app inbox, the app messages that you also can leave like Tia did. And we'll read those and discuss those, man. But I'm telling you guys, we're heating up on the Miller's Edge, man. And we're looking forward to fall. We got a lot of fun stuff planned. We're going to have some really good stuff for you guys. So make sure you guys are staying up to date at the Miller's Edge on all social platforms. So X at the Miller's Edge, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. Make sure you guys follow, subscribe, all that stuff. That way you guys are up to date and don't miss any of the action. All right. I know we got a bunch of comments here on YouTube. I'm going to get to those here in a second. But first, let's go and head to the Manning Passing Academy, which is probably already concluded by now. But Ty Simpson spoke to the media, and they asked him some pretty good questions, man. I'm not going to lie. A lot of the time, I hear these interviews, and I'll be honest, some of these questions that these people ask, I'm just like, what the hell are you talking about? I thought they asked him some really good questions in this interview, for the most part, at least. So let's go ahead and hear what Ty Simpson had to say when they interviewed him at the Manning Passing Academy this past weekend.
How you doing? Good. How are you? Nice to meet you. I'm sure you've already been asked this, and we just got to roll it back over again. You're taking over the position at Alabama, or wherever you're staying now. What has it been like for you? Yeah, it's awesome. It's what I've dreamed of. It's what I stayed here for at the University of Alabama. I'm just excited. I love all my teammates, and those guys have worked hard. So I just need to do my part and make sure that they have confidence in me, and they know that, hey, I'm going to give them do everything I can to make sure that we win the game. What's your thoughts on Jalen's game over there the last couple of seasons? Yeah, I mean, Jalen's a tough dude, man. I saw some hits on the sideline. I was like, man, I don't know how he got up from that. And just, how athletic and how freakish he was. And not only that, but being able to beat defenses with his legs, but also making, defenses, stay true to their zone tendencies and be able to throw it over their head. I learned a lot from Jalen. He's one of the guys who, best I've ever seen take care of his body. He was always in there,
at 5 in the morning, taking care of his body in the cold tub. We're getting treatment, and that's something I've kind of taken now as the oldest guy in the room, of getting there first and making sure that I take care of my body so I can be able to perform on Saturdays and be able to be the best guy I can be.
What's it like replacing a guy like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's big shoes to fill. You asked Jalen the same thing. I'm sure he felt the same way with Bryce, being the first overall pick in Heisman. So I can't thank those guys enough, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. Learning from Bryce and learning from Jalen. I know if I text them, anytime, that they would give me advice. So I just hope I make them proud and I carry on the legacy, but I also understand that I'm just going to be myself and just play football.
Now, you praised him quite enough. Let's talk about you. What makes you the guy?
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be, I'm going to be tough. I'm going to be accurate. I'm going to make sure that we, give our offense the best chance to win in any situation. I feel like I've waited my turn, and I've learned a lot from those guys. And I understand, being my dad, being a coach, I got a mind for football. I'm just excited to be able to, play for the university that I love, in front of the people that I love, and with the people I love.
What's your relationship with Garrett Nussmeier like?
Garrett's a good friend of mine. I was telling somebody earlier that we go back to the high school days. I think it was a QB collective, and also being able to talk about his journey, my journey being very similar, about staying, waiting his turn, because he's from Lake Charles, and going to the in-school state and making sure that he gets to play for the university that he loves is the same thing as me. Going to Alabama, Coach Saban retiring, understanding what am I going to do, trusting God through the process, and understanding that, man, there's nowhere else I would want to go. I got teammates who are going to be my wedding one day. I got people who go to school there who I really enjoy, and being able to walk in Brighton Stadium and see everybody is just something I enjoy. So being able to play against him this year and being able to talk to him, it's just Garrett's a great guy, and I appreciate him and his dad and his brother and his whole family.
You talk a lot about what you love about Garrett and the relationship there, but there's a lot of hate now that you're the Alabama starting quarterback and playing against them this year. What are your thoughts about facing LSU this season?
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Thank goodness it's at home. Last year it was loud. I know College Game Day was there, so it was an interesting game. It was raining, so I'm looking forward. They got a great defense coming back. I know Coach Sloan does a good job on offense, and Coach Kelly, he does a good job from Notre Dame and coming to LSU. And I mean, when you always have a good quarterback like Nuss, it's going to be a challenge. So I'm looking forward to it. It's something I dreamed about, playing, Alabama versus LSU. Like, who wouldn't want to play in a game like that? So hopefully, College Game Day would be there, and it's going to be a great game.
What do you like to tell people about this Alabama team in 2025?
Yeah, we're going to be the most physical team, but also the most close-knit team, because we're going to play together. We're going to play as one, but also, we're going to hit you in the mouth. Offensively, we're going to be very explosive and make guys cover every inch of the field. We got a great line coming back with Parker, Gino, Cam Dewberry transferring in, KP at the left tackle, Wilkin Formby, Olas coming along, and Jaden Roberts. Those guys are, machines up there. Then our wideouts, Ryan, you got Isaiah, Jern, Rico, freshmen who nobody knows about yet, and then our running backs, man, they've done a great job. So I'm very looking forward to this team.
What are you trying to do better this year, Ty?
I'm just trying to be the best guy I can be. I'm trying to make sure that, guys come together and play as one, but also, understand that, hey, we got to be consistent, but we got to be tough, and we got to make sure that, guys cover every inch of us.
I know you probably would answer this today, but you stayed a long time at Alabama in your turn. What was that like, and what went into staying in your mind?
Yeah, it was hard. I'm not going to sit here and say that there were some days where I was like, man, what am I doing here? But, I reflect back to, my signing day and, choosing Alabama, understanding that, man, there's no place, I'd rather be. They call it Title Town for a reason. The Alabama, brand is like no other. And talking to my family and praying about it is just, something that really stuck with me. And the guys who, go to school there and are my teammates are, going to be my wedding one day. And so I couldn't see them on another sideline with me wearing another jersey.
What do you like to say about Ryan Grubb as the new offensive coordinator?
Yeah, Ryan Grubb, he's the man. Being consistent every day and bringing that high intensity. I'm very looking forward to him calling plays this fall, and, being I've learned so much football from him, so I can't thank him enough.
Any little differences so far?
I mean, no, he's going to bring his NFL stuff and, just being able to be on the same page with Coach Sheridan, Coach DeBoer. I can't thank those guys enough. They've done a great job, been very professional about it all.
What was this experience like for you, this Manning Passing Academy experience, and how tight are you with some of the counselors?
Yeah, it's been a great experience. Being able to represent my university here at this prestigious camp and being able to see guys who, I haven't seen or even met before. I think about, me and Walker Howard and Luke Altmaier have been friends, and our dads were friends before that. So, being able to hang out with those guys, and, I've known Arch and Nuss for a long time, and even guys, meeting guys like Nor Sellers and John Mateer, guys who we play this year is been great.
So you think you know Wicks?
So there you go. That is Ty Simpson speaking at the Manning Passing Academy. A lot of good stuff that he mentioned in there, by the way. I love that he talked about, hey, we're going to make that defense cover every inch of the field, meaning we're looking to spread the field out. We're looking to attack you guys from all different angles, utilizing all our skill players, getting them the football, and letting them make plays. And I'll be honest, guys, I mean, that's really all you really need, man. Now, obviously, your quarterback's got to be a guy, which I think he's got facets of that to his game. And I know there's all these comparisons. People throw out all these comparisons, which I don't always like comparing guys, but you look at Ty Simpson, man, a guy that waited his turn. I mean, I think what happens, unfortunately, is we get so caught up, and you got a lot of people that appreciated and respected Milroe, and rightfully so. And then you got some people that were just real disrespectful to him, and then so now you've got different crowds, and some people cheering extra hard for Ty because they didn't like one guy, and other people almost, I'm not saying wishing he doesn't do well, but then you got some people that are just calling a spade and just being very honest on their take. And I just feel like there's so much politics over the last couple of years between these two quarterbacks that has kind of disrupted really, the main thing, right? And that's just let the guy who's at quarterback play that position, do the best that he can, and support whoever that is. And I think that's all that matters. That being said, man, I think Ty's going to have a great year. I think he's going to do everything you need him to do. I mean, it's never been a question of talent with him. I mean, like, the guy can spin it. He's accurate, can throw the football well. I mean, his biggest thing, I say this time and time again, you ask him or anybody else, it was more so, being able to be consistent and how does he respond, right? When things don't go his way. That's a big thing for the quarterback that a lot of people don't necessarily talk about, right? I mean, you can be a great quarterback. I know a lot of quarterbacks that have talent, but how's their decision making? Then not only that, what happens when they do make a bad decision, right? You can't let it have a snowball effect. And a younger Ty Simpson, that tended to happen at times, right? In practice, he'd make a mistake and it'd be hard to kind of overcome that. Well, he's done a much better job of playing the next play, understanding that things come up, next play mentality, get back after it. And I think that's been huge for him. But in terms of his ability, I mean, he's got it. And then you're talking about he's got a cast of wide receivers, the guys he mentioned, Ryan Williams, Jeremy Bernard, you bring in Isaiah Horton, Rico Scott. Obviously, that was one of the names he mentioned. We've been talking about him. I mentioned Rico Scott after the first day of spring camp, and we've only heard his name even more after that, right? You've got a cast of guys, Jalen Hale, who was looking to be wide receiver one before his pretty serious injury that he's responded extremely well to. So I'll say this, man. I think the thing with Ty, the key really is be yourself, make good decisions, right? Really take command of that offense, give your skill guys the ball, let them make plays, let them be themselves, and protect the football. And I think we should be all right, man. I mean, he sounds extremely confident. You listen to him. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think, a lot of guys, look, when they're in front of the media, they're going to say what they're supposed to say in front of the media. But to me, that sounded very genuine. Like the confidence that, was coming from him in that interview. That didn't sound like it didn't sound disingenuous. It didn't sound like he just was saying stuff. It sounded like he really is confident in his offense line up front. It sounded like he's really confident, extremely confident in the receivers that he has to work with. So to me, I think we're due for an exciting year. I think offensively, man, I think it's going to be very interesting to see. I mean, him getting to work with Ryan Grubb, I think that's exciting. And I'm looking forward to seeing this offense with Ty Simpson more than likely being the guy. And if not, whoever it is, man, I think it's just going to be pretty solid. But at the end of the day, man, without all the silliness of, oh, we want this guy, we want that. Look, man, whoever's a quarterback, man, I don't care who it is, what they look like or whatever. I'm supporting them. They're our quarterback, and I hope that they have all the success in the world, because when they have success, the whole team has success, man. That's what we all want, right? we all want to get back to that. But no, I'm excited, man. I think Ty's going to do a good job. And I love how he spoke, man. You clearly see that the guy is a leader. He's stepping up. And He's a great face for Alabama, just like Jalen was, and love that relationship. I think Tia mentioned that, man. Always cool seeing those guys have those relationships, especially in a sport and in a position where there's going to be a lot of competition, rightfully so. But the fact that those guys, man, never let it really get in between them, it just, it didn't affect them. They learned from each other, right? He talked about the habits he picked up from Milroe, things he learned from him, even Bryce Young. And I guarantee he's doing that same thing with guys like Austin Mack and Keelan Russell. So that's always special to have. That being said, we got to hit a timeout. When we come back, we get ready to wrap things up. Final segment. We got Bryce on the phone lines. Want to get y'all's thoughts. What you guys think from that Ty Simpson interview? Anything stand out to you? I'm going to read all the chat messages here in a second. And we'll roll from there right here on the Miller's Edge, Ty 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
Coming up on The Game with Ryan Fowler.
100%. Tia says win games, not press conferences. The Pastor Payne line. 100%. I think he might have said that before. Look, if we're talking about winning press conference, I thought Ty won that press conference. He said all the right stuff. But here's the thing: it's like, at the end of the day, it does. It matters what you do on the field. But again, person is coming from somebody I've seen Ty since he got on campus. I've seen him as recent as this spring. I'm not concerned. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not concerned. Anybody I've talked to is not concerned. If anything, they're excited with what they got. Now, again, that does not mean that I think, like, let's and I think QD mentioned this. This is what needs to be clear, though. If someone says, like, we need to just set up realistic expectations. What do those look like? Can Ty Simpson have a great year? And do I expect him to? Yes. Do I expect him to have some struggles here and there? Hell yeah, everybody does. But I think people just need to get back in. Like, when people say, oh, I think he could have a Mac Jones year and lead college football and go on, like, that would be perfect, right? But the reality is, I mean, that's hard as hell to do, right? Like, even if Ty is quote unquote a better player than, say, Mac Jones, there's so many other factors, guys. You get what I'm saying? So I think just the reality of it is you just got to remember, like, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. Just rock with whoever we got. Just go from there, man. When you talk like that, Christian, they're going to say he's the next. But see, that's why I'm trying to be clear. That's why I'm setting up the clear expectations. Listen, he's human. He's going to throw interceptions. He's going to get strip sacked in a moment where you guys are going to be pissed off and start cussing him out, right? Like, again, it's all – listen, I always say this. The backup quarterback is always the best player on the team. Why? Because he's not playing, and everybody thinks he's the next best thing, or he should be there. We already know that. And two, what happens is right now we haven't played anything, so everybody's going off of hope and expectation. And again, this isn't a knock. This is just reality. But what happens is when the reality hits and when you do see interception or you do see a bad player or mistake, you just got to remember that's human nature. Listen, even Pat Mahomes, who's the greatest quarterback right now, Super Bowl after Super Bowl, young player, literally doing everything, right? Look how many times or how many games he's had, even this last season. When you watch him and he's making a mistake, throwing interception, doing like it happens. I think that we just got to get back to setting realistic expectations. I think after last season, like just even hearing how people talked about Jalen, I'm like, y'all's expectations, I don't even think you understand. Like, hell, Caleb Williams went number 1 overall and had a game where he threw like 4 interceptions. I mean, stuff happens. So I say all that to say, just have realistic expectations. I wouldn't just automatically start saying, oh, he's going to have a Mac Jones type year and literally break all these records and go on. I would not say that. Now, when I say I'm confident in him, I do think he'll be just fine in terms of doing what we need him to do to help this team.
84 degrees.
That's what I mean by having confidence. I can't say if he's going to be an All-American. I can't say if he's going to be All-IC first round. I can't say that yet. I don't know. And I can't predict the future. But he does have the potential, though. welcome back into this Monday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Man, this has been a fun one. We got a lot of activity, and I love it, man. Appreciate everybody that's hanging out with us on YouTube. We've got a very active chat. That's always nice, man. It's always more fun for you guys. So, again, the more of you guys in here, man, the more interaction, more comments going around, more conversation. That's always fun. Now live on Facebook as well on the Tide 100.9 page. You can always go like our page. We'll be posting stuff on there, too, at the Miller's Edge on YouTube, or excuse me, on Facebook. But we are streaming on the Tide 100.9 page. Shout out to Martin Houston for the recommendation there. And you can catch his show 6 to 7 early in the morning. But I know we got some folks that are up that early. So make sure you guys check him out as well. All right, we're about to go to the phone lines, but real quick. So when I mentioned this morning going and getting in my new ice tub that I got, this is it. So this is Polar Dive. This is the one I have. Well, I don't have this one. That's like the long version. I have the regular size one right here. But I'm telling you, this guy, man, it's a game changer. I used it this morning, and I loved it, man. So anyway, if you do go to their website, you can use the code Miller, just MILLER. Just use the code Miller, and you get, I think, big 10% discount. So make sure you guys check that out if you are interested in getting into plunging, man. Beware. It's cold. It's not comfortable, but I'm telling you, the benefits are totally worth it, man. But that's them right there. PolarDive.com, I believe. Yeah, PolarDiveUSA.com. So there you go. All right, to the phone lines we go. 205-342-9904 is the number. Bryce, welcome in.
Hey, Chris.
What's up, Bryce?
Thanks for taking my call. Listen, did you hear about the story about how Nick got to LSU? Did you read that story?
Was it you talking about he got inducted in like the LSU Hall of Fame or something like that?
No. When he first come to LSU from Michigan State.
Oh, what about the story?
Well, Miss Terrier went down there first to check things out.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about how run down the facilities was and everything. And she said, but they had to take a bus to go to practice every day, from the and the coach's office was in some old bank building. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But Miss Terry went in the locker room. She saw they got some good looking players. She said, you need to get your ass down here and start going to work, is what Miss Terry told Nick.
Wow.
You got to read that story.
I have to look into it. Dang. Well, I mean, she does run the ship, so I mean that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. But you of all people know that. But yeah, he started just like he did at Alabama. He built a program, and he took it to the highest level, because all these other guys, that's why they win today down there, because what Nick had built down there in the foundation. Absolutely. He said that the facilities were real bad, and she told him he needed to get his ass down there and go to work. Roll up his pretty big boy britches on, go to work.
Well, he did just that, right?
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
You got to read that story. Hey, did you see who Alabama was recruiting a quarterback?
Yeah, another one. You're talking about the second guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. So I talked a little bit about it earlier, but basically what I was saying was you never know how this year plays out. I mean, right now you have 3 scholarship quarterbacks. You've got 1 committed. Number 1, I mean, you expect him to sign, but, let's just say whatever happens there. But so then you just never know if Ty goes, we're not going to say one and done because he's been here, but you get what I'm saying. If he plays 1 season and leaves, that leaves you with 2, then the third one incoming. But I was saying earlier that you do have a scenario that, let's just call a spade. Austin Mack, who has been getting some high praise from his coaches here, if he's sitting there and Keelan Russell is more than likely the future, right? He's probably going to be the next guy after Ty. Austin Mack is going on year 4 next year, right? Not this year. This is year 3 but next year will be year 4. He's going to be entertaining offers out of the transfer portal. There's a chance he's not here. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I think it makes sense to maybe bring in 2 quarterbacks in this class.
He'd be going on year 2, won't he?
Austin Mack, no. So red shirt, yes. But so what happened was he early enrolled, or excuse me, he left high school early. Yeah, so he left high school, or he graduated early, went to Washington for 1 year, then he came here last year for year 2. But he did, so that was a redshirt freshman. This year he's a redshirt sophomore. But next year we'll be going into his redshirt junior year. And if you're going into your redshirt junior year and there's a chance that the rising sophomore 5-star top player quarterback that they brought in. I mean, it's going to be a competition, but let's just call a spade, man. Keelan Russell is who they're expecting to be their future. I just think there is a chance that Austin Mack gets swooped up by another team, and that's why I think there is a good chance you see that. Yeah, you see them bring in 2 quarterbacks in this class to have security for the future.
Okay, this is for the 26 class, right?
Yeah, so we're talking about the 2026 class. That's exactly right.
All right. Well, remember this name. You must not have read the article I read. His name is Graham Simpson.
Graham Simpson. Oh, yeah, no. We mentioned it Friday. So that came out Friday. The younger brother of Ty Simpson, but he is not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wondered. Yeah.
I said it like at the end of the show, so I slipped it in there because it just came out. But yeah, so Graham Simpson has been offered by the University of Alabama, but he's like class of 2029. He's a young guy. I think he's like a freshman. No, he's class of 2028. Yeah, he's young.
Oh, I guess they had to misprint it because I could have swore it said 26.
Oh, okay. So you were thinking of him. No, so he's 2028. So he's a few years out. No, but we are looking at another quarterback. Allegedly, there's a second quarterback for the class of 2026 that is crystal balled to Alabama. That's who I was referring to. But you are right, though.
Okay, well, I saw that too. I saw that too.
Mm-hmm.
That would if that would come. If that was to happen, that would be we hadn't had the brother quarterback since Tua and Talia, but of course Talia didn't start. But we had the Rutledge boys, and the Tucker boys. They started.
What year was that?
Wow.
Who was it?
Way before your time.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't recognize that name, Bryce. I was like, that might be a little bit before me.
You don't remember? You remember the Rutledge guys, don't you?
I do not. Are you talking about quarterback?
Yeah.
I don't. That's before me. And I know we've had brothers. I mean, we had the Quanjo brothers.
I'm talking about quarterbacks.
Yeah, quarterbacks. No, I mean the only ones Tua and his brother Talia. Yeah.
Well, you had two different. You had the Rutledge brothers. Both of them started, but they're a couple of years apart. Of course, Jeff Rutledge and Gary Rutledge. And then you had Tucker. He just retired from high school coach. You had Lance, and I'm trying to think of his brother's name. Luke and Lance Tucker.
Now, Bryce, let me ask you this before we wrap things. Let me ask you a question real quick. What years did these guys play?
They played way back in. I said this way before you. I mean, I've been honest with you.
No, so do you really expect me to know some Rutledge brothers from 1932? Come on, Bryce.
Well, no, it is.
I'm messing with you. I'm just
messing with you. But one other thing, that question about Julio.
Yeah,
people don't like the way I judge things. Julio, hands down, because you can't act right on the field, just like Pete Rose when you walk into a ballpark that says, do not bet on baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I got to say about that. If you act stupid and can't act right, all them accolades, no matter how good you are, you don't deserve it because you're not setting a good example for young kids. That's my opinion. Not everybody's going to agree with my opinion, but that's where I'm at. I'm old
Fair
school.
enough. I respect it. Bryce, we appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
sir.
Y'all have a good day.
You too, brother. Take care. All right, we got to get out of here. Make room for Wyatt Fulton, T-Town Sports Daily coming up next. This has been the Miller's Edge, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Art Sport Experts. We will see you guys here tomorrow, right here, 11 a.m. Central Time, Tide 100.9, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, all platforms. We'll see you guys.